Today we're going to talk about stiff rider, stiff horse. When we get really stiff on our horse, it restricts our horses from moving freely forward. It restricts them in the rib cage, it'll restrict them in the hip, it'll restrict them in the shoulder, along the neck, from the tail to the nose of the horse. We restrict them, and what happens, when we start getting stiff, we start getting stiff first in the legs, which we're going to restrict the horse's bend in his rib cage, and that'll go through his back and from his hip to his shoulder to his nose. We start restricting the horse in our hips when we're stiff. We'll restrict him in our hips. Now we'll restrict his back again from his tail throughout his nose. And then lastly, we start getting stiff here. And what happens if I get stiff here, the horse is going to root his nose out. And when he roots his nose out, he hollows his back, which he won't be moving properly or freely also. Or what happens when we start restricting him in the nose, he'll go like this, he'll come under the bit really bad, just like that. And that's going to put him on his forehand. And if we keep riding him like that on his forehand, eventually one day he'll probably get navicular disease, which you have to go through the treatment to manage that. So none of it is good. So what we want to do while we're riding our horses is we want to be able to move freely with the horse. As he goes forward and moves, we want to be able to move with him. So we're going to go over that a little bit today on how to move forward with him. Immediately I'm just going to go into the walk here in a minute. I'm going to have loose rein on my horse, and we're going to just walk with him. And you can see how I move with the horse. I move with my hips, I move with my body, I move with my hands. So I'm careful not to restrict him. He has had people on him that have been really stiff on him, and so then he became really stiff and wasn't able to move freely forward anymore. And once we learn how to move forward with our horse and move with our horse, not be stiff on him, then you'll see a whole new horse underneath you. He'll be able to move freely forward onto the bit. You're not going under the bit or above the bit. Now if he does start rooting his nose out when we start riding him, then let's say this is going to be my outside rein, and this is going to be my inside rein. So my outside rein is going to be my right rein, and my inside rein will be my left rein. I'll just keep asking him with my inside rein. Let me turn him around here. We're going to go this direction to begin with. So outside rein, inside rein. I'll keep the couple ounces of pressure on my outside rein. And if he roots his nose out, then I'm going to start, just asking him to do little gibs with my inside rein. If he goes underneath the bit like this, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the rein a little bit and squeeze with my legs so his nose comes back out. And eventually, you'll see him probably doing both today, coming under the bit too far and probably trying to root his nose out a little bit. But eventually we'll get him on the bit. Once we do have him on the bit and he's nice and soft and gentle, then you'll see him being able to move freely pretty well. All right, so let's get started. Again, like I said, we're just going to move him around at the walk a little bit. And at the walk, I'm just going to have my legs where they should be right there. Everything lines up. So I'm just going to go with them. You can see my whole body is just moving with the horse right now. And this is pretty good. I like this. And this is a good little warm-up that you can do with your horse also. So as of right now, since I'm moving with the horse, I'm not restricting them in any way. I'm just kind of riding with them. So I'll show you what happens if I get stiff. If I start getting stiff, I start going like this. Now I'm restricting his. I started restricting his movement, and then all of a sudden he dove underneath the bit, because that's the easiest way for him to get out of it, is just to dive underneath the bit, and then that actually put him on the forehand, which we don't want to do. So again, I'm going to go ahead and ride with my horse. I'm nice and free. So I can move anyway. I'm not stiff in any manner. So I just want to ride with him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start asking him to come into the bit. So here's my outside rein. Here's my inside rein. Little connection with my outside rein, and this little give right there. There he goes on his bit. Not where I want him. There he goes right there pretty nicely. And again, I'm just going to go with him. Get that nose out. There you go right there. Good. Nope. He was under the bit there. There we go. Nope. Get back out. Good. Good. And it'll take him time to learn this, relearn this a little bit, but he'll get it. Good. I want a nice soft horse. Now with my inside leg, I keep his body bent. I keep his body bent on the circle. Yeah. There we go. Here in a minute, we'll go to trot. So we're going to go left and right on this. This berry's looking pretty good. Boy. Yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and change this direction. Good. Better already. At times I should be able to loop the rein when he stays on the bit. Nope, he went under there. So I should be able to keep contact with my outside rein, and then when I get him where I want him, right there, I should be able to loop the rein and he stays on. And he stays in the bit. Right there. Good. Right there. Good. Goes out. Good. And there's a good connection. When I have good connection, I'll go ahead and loop my rein. And if he comes out of it, I'll just bring it right back to where I want him. That's under the bit. That's the wrong bend. There you go, right there. Good. Back with the bit. Back. Good boy. We'll ride him here a little bit longer. The nose back out. Nose. Good. And again, we're going to go ahead and turn. We're going to go back to the left. We'll start some trot work on the circle, then we'll trot around the arena. Then we'll eventually go into our canter. Good boy. Same thing at the trot, except I'm posting the trot right now. Stay nice and loose, go with the horse. There you're starting to do pretty good. Good. Rein. Go ahead. Boy. All right, so in the end, he started a lot more free in the shoulders, coming across diagonals, doing a little bit of a lengthening there, and he did real well, and that's good enough for him today. He got real loose as we went on. He quit coming under the bit as much. Stayed there on the bridle. Probably rooting out a couple of times. We caught him there. He was stiff a couple of times on the bit, but you know, he loosened up right away. He did a really good job. Boy. All right, thank you.